What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video, and in today's video we are going to be doing a similar video that I did a few days ago where I basically did an all-in-one review of my Michael Myers figure collection. But instead today we are going to be doing it with my Jason Voorhees action figures from NECA. Now I just want you guys to keep in mind that I don't have every Jason Voorhees figure that there is out there. You know, every single Jason Voorhees figure I have, there is a review of on my channel, but I just thought it would be a good idea to do an all-in-one review, kind of like what I did with my Michael Myers figures. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. The first figure we got here is the Friday 13th Part 2 Ultimate Jason Voorhees from NECA. I personally love this figure. You know, the design of Jason in Friday 13th Part 2 isn't really a fan favorite. I personally enjoy it a lot. I really love this sack head Jason. Where you can see the one eye just peering through right there. I think that's so creepy, you know, and it's a different look. It's not just the same old hockey mask that we always get. I think it's good to have, you know, something different, especially in the Ultimate figure variety. They did do an original 2 releases of this figure. It wasn't in the Ultimate form though. He was kind of just a action statue, like it was posed like this. And he came in a singles pack, and then he came in a 2-pack with Pamela Voorhees back in the day, like 12 to 15 years ago. And this figure is pretty much sculpted off of that one, except with the more articulation, obviously. He's got some blood on his hand right there. You know, it's interesting that they chose to do that because not really any of the other Jason figures have that. One thing I wish they would have done was add the bruise on the thumb. I forget which thumb it was in the film, but they didn't end up doing that. That would have been an amazing touch of detail that really would have gone a long way, at least in my opinion. But yeah, he's got the nice blue jumpsuit on, and it's a different figure, you know? It's not the same old Jasons that we're always used to getting. In terms of accessories, he comes with a campfire. Now, when you first get this, these are all one piece. The fire, the sticks, and then this is all one piece, or like 3 different pieces, sorry. But I glued all mine together because I just didn't want them popping off or anything like that. So, definitely one of the best accessories any figure comes with. It comes with an alternate head sculpt. This is just his unmasked version that you see at the end when he leaps through the window. I think they did a pretty good job. Yeah, he's got all the hair that's just like off his head, and I can definitely see how this one translates into Part 3. I mean, this portion of the head looks like Part 3 Jason. So you got his head there. He also comes with a pitchfork. Nothing too spectacular about it. It's got a handle. He comes with the Pamela Voorhees severed head. I love how it's got like the little tendons and shit hanging out the bottom. It's all decayed because it's old and very nice. He comes with a pitchfork, which is what I personally prefer to pose him with, is the pitchfork. It's got some nice blood work there on it. Right there. He also comes with a spear. This thing is gigantic. It's pretty much as tall as the figure, if not taller. Let me say. Yeah, it's taller than the figure, so this is a gigantic weapon. He comes with a very odd looking machete. It's got like this groove to it, which is weird. It's got a lot of blood on it. Pretty cool. And finally, he comes with a Michael Myers style butcher knife. It's got some nice like gray wash going on here. And that's obviously in the scene where you see the bruise on his thumb and it's by the camera and he's moving closer to the chick. That scene. All right, next up, we had the Jason from Friday 13th, Part 3, or Part 3D. Never liked that name. Yeah, this figure is such a throwback for me because as a kid, I always, I had like 3 or 4 different versions of the clamshell release Jason. Because it was this figure, except he was in a clamshell. There was this one, and then there was another one that was the bloody version. But basically just took those 2 versions and combined it into one figure. This is the reissue. This is not the original one. The original Ultimate one They don't sell anymore. This is like the second run of these. Kind of like what they did with the Halloween 2018 figure. There was the original, and then they released the second version. I prefer this one though. It looks a lot more realistic. You got some nice blood work on the knee there. My only complaint about the blood work is it kind of is a little purple looking. It doesn't exactly look red. It looks like he like spilled grape juice on his knee or something. I wish they kind of would have opted for this color that you got on the shirt. You got the nice hockey mask right there. Always like the Part 3 hockey mask because it's classic, you know. Nothing too crazy going on with it in the beginning, you know. And it's got a little paint chipped on the nose there in the film. And then the thing with these hockey masks, the straps on them are very, like, not very durable, so I have all mine glued down just in case. I'm trying to get it to focus there, but it's giving me a hard time. If you take the mask off, there you have it right here. I'm trying to get this camera to focus, but it's giving me a hard time. There we go. Yeah, right there you can see a little bit of paint chip on the nose, but it's nothing too crazy, you know. It's pretty plain for all things considered. Then we get the head sculpt. A very gnarly looking head sculpt on Jason right there. You can compare it to the Part 2. I feel like you can definitely tell that it's the same guy. You know, there's not too many differences between them, especially like what I was talking about on the side of the head. Like that looks like this is the exact same head. He's just bald, which he doesn't have an ear on this version, but you know, don't tell me how he lost his hair. It's like because Part 3 takes place, I think the day after Part 2. So I don't know if he just like ran away and shaved his head and then came back. Don't ask, but there is that. I'm not gonna put the alternate head sculpts on the figures just because I don't want to take up too much time. But if we bring in, here's the alternate head sculpt. This is obviously the axe wound version. You know, he's got the big dent or crack in the mask there, and he's got like half the chevron starting to rub off, which is very cool detail. And then under that, you have a very gruesome depiction of Jason. He's got the blood running down. They even added some black in there just to insinuate how dark the blood is, I guess. Very, very cool. Dig that. He also comes with the classic harpoon gun. Probably one of the most, you know, well-known scenes in the Jason franchise. One of the most well-known weapons as well. It's the harpoon gun. Also, he comes with a pitchfork. Little different from the Part 2 pitchfork. Let me grab that. This one doesn't have a handle. The Part 2 does. It's also much bigger than the Part 2. He comes with a fire poker when he kills the lady that can't act. No offense to her. Shelly's dead. That was a real bad dialogue. He comes with a wrench, which, is it just me or I don't remember him using a wrench in Part 3. Yeah, I don't know if it's just me or there's something I'm forgetting, but I do not recall him using a wrench in Part 3. But he comes with a machete. Unfortunately, mine did break, so I had to glue it. I kind of left that mark there. Just a plain, regular old machete. And then he comes with an axe. This is obviously the axe that gets right into his head. It's got some nice blood work on the edge. Like so. Now, I do not have Part 4 Jason, so we move on to the Friday 13th, Part 5 Jason. It's a very nice figure, very, very nice. This is essentially the Part 4 Jason, except he's a bit more wet, and he's a bit darker in his clothing here, because this is supposed to be the scene where he rises up out of the grave and kills the two kids in Tommy Jarvis's dream. I really like this version of Jason. I love how dirty the hockey mask is. You know, it's got this really dirty, nasty, grungy look to it. As you can see, it's got mud all over it and all this crap. It's got the nice gash wound. Now, if you guys don't know, the Part 5 hockey masks are not removable. You cannot take this mask off. It is stuck on the head. It is not a removable mask. He does come with alternate head sculpts, which I will get into. But I love, like, this, like, the hand. It has the, you know, the wound from part 4, you know, where the machete goes right through his hand. Very nice detailing, very nice. Only thing that doesn't really make sense is why he still has that middle chevron. That middle chevron should either be half gone or all gone at this point, but it's still there. Here we get into his accessories. He comes with a gravestone. He's got some nice dirt there, like it was put into the ground. Very crudely put together. Some wood planks on the back, some nails. Very cool, though. Very cool. He comes with a machete. Another very odd-looking machete. There's that. He comes with a double-sided axe. A lot of blood on it. This is again, this is what I like to depict this Jason with. I usually have him holding this. He comes with an alternate hand, which is just a regular hand to replace the machete hand. I love the details with the fingernails and everything. That's so sick. So sick. He comes with, I guess this is a screwdriver of some sort. I don't really know what this is. I mean, maybe it's not a screwdriver. I don't really know what this is. This looks like some kind of pocket that would hold air, and then maybe you'd press it or something. I don't know. Not quite sure what that is. Then he comes with 3 alternate head sculpts. The first one, which I had issues with when I got it, is this one. Very awesome looking sculpt. You got all the worms coming out of the eyes and stuff. But if you notice, there's no straps. The straps are gone. When I first got this figure, the whole mask was pretty much off the face. And again, it's not supposed to be removable. So it was just like a slot sitting there. There was no face underneath it. So I had to glue the mask back on. And unfortunately, I couldn't salvage the straps. So the straps just had to go. He also comes with this head sculpt, which I dig a lot. This is like the dream sequence in the film near the end where he's holding the axe in the bedroom and he's got the blood running down. I love this head sculpt. This head sculpt is sick. He's got the half chevron like he should. If you want to compare it to the part 3. It's part 3, part 5. Very, very cool right there. I love this head sculpt. This is the one I usually have him posing with. And then he comes with this one. If you guys don't know what this is the poster for Friday the 13th Part 5. And it's a cool mask. It's more supposed to resemble what actual goalie masks look like in hockey. And it's got some red eyes there. Just a regular Jason head underneath. Which is interesting that they opted for that, not just a plain head, but still cool. So that's a nice touch that they added in. I think that figure is a very special figure because it's just so unique and not one I don't think anybody expected to get. Next up, we have Jason from Friday the 13th. Part 6, Jason Lives. Very awesome figure. I really do like this one. I preferred the Mezco version. I know the Mezco figure is so old and a lot less accurate than this version. But the Mezco version was just so much sleeker and he was more lean. This guy feels very, like, bulky, especially up in the neck area. Which I don't know how I feel about. The detailing on this guy is great. You know, he's got the utility belt he's got the patches with the darts in them. He's got a sheath that can actually hold a knife, and he's got the machete sheath right there. He got blood all over the pants. You know, my one complaint with this figure is that both of his hands are grasping hands. He doesn't have any open hands, which is kind of a bummer. If you take the mask off, actually, we'll look at the mask first. This mask is actually kind of unique because this mask, instead of having holes in the eyes, what it has is this black plastic behind the eyes so that way you can't see through, which I think is actually a nice touch, and I wish some of the other Jasons may have done that. Like, I wish the remake Jason would do that, and we'll see why in a minute, but very nice hockey mask. I wish it was a little wider, because that's kind of wish it was like that, but it takes up this natural shape of that. So there's the head sculpt. Not one of my favorite Jason Voorhees head sculpts. Just kind of looks like Moss Man from, you know, the original. I forget what they're called. I don't remember what they're called. He also looks like that one DC character. What is his name? Is his name? Well, no, it's not Moss Man. What is his name? Oh, I can't remember. He looks like that one DC character though. But yeah, he's got like the bone sticking out on the head. He's very green as well, but I love the detailing in the mouth. Just a awesome looking head sculpt. Put him there. Let's get into his accessories. So the first accessory he comes with, a little tombstone there. This is now our second tombstone we've gotten. Here's the other one. I much prefer this version, but you know, it's cool. He's got a little bit of moss going on right there. Swamp Thing. That's what he looks like. Sorry, I just dawned on me now, but that's what this guy looks like. He looks like Swamp Thing from DC Universe. This guy also comes with a machete. It's a little different. It's got like this groove thing right here. Don't know what that is, but it's a basic machete. He comes with a hunting knife, which I'm not exactly what type of knife this is. I don't know my knives that well. I know the Buck 120. I know the Buck 150, but aside from that, I do not know any other knives. So I'm not quite sure what knife that is. He comes with one alternative hand, and you guessed it, it's literally just another like circular hand. Literally, that's it. That's it. And for the final accessory, he comes with a spear. Now, hold up. This spear comes in two pieces because it is gigantic. It's even bigger than the Part 2 spear. Let me find that real quick. It's even bigger than the Part 2 spear. This spear is gigantic. Now, it is a fence post. As you can see right here, it's got the bottom of the fence where he stabs into Jason. It gets electrocuted by lightning. Pretty dumb in my opinion, but it's a cool accessory. And next, we move on to Friday the 13th, Part 7. Arguably the greatest design for Jason. Not my particular favorite, but definitely my top 3. I mean, the way they were just able to capture this guy is unbelievable. All the tears in the figure. The only problem is because the whole thing is made out of rubber, it does hinder a lot of the articulation. His legs cannot go in any further than that. They have this really wide stance to them, and it makes the figure incredibly hard to stand. The bending in the elbow, his elbows are like kind of stuck like that. They don't bend anymore. But it's just awesome, man. And we take a look at this hockey mask here. Just all sorts of awesome, man. It's got the crack at the top. He's got the crack from the motorboat at the end of 6. So awesome. And then we get to the greatest Jason Voorhees head sculpt by far. Just awesome looking, man. Look at this guy. He's got just the exposed teeth right there. If we can bring in the Part 6, we'll compare head sculpts. I mean, just the Part 7 is just leaps and bounds better. He looks so much more like a human being and not like Swamp Thing. It's just a beautiful head sculpt. He's got the chain right here. I wish the chain was a little looser on him. It is so tight around his neck. I feel like it would have been a little looser, but that's okay. Yeah, this figure is just awesome, man. Just awesome. Put him right here in front of parts 2 and 5 right there. I'm trying to get them all on the camera there. There we go. For his accessories, this guy comes with a shitload of accessories. The first accessory we're going to look at, alternate hockey mask. And no, it is not broken. Well, it is, but I didn't break it. It's naturally broken this way. In the movie, you know, the mask, Tina breaks it, it goes chush. The cool part about this mask is it has a head sculpt, and if you watch my review on the figure, my figure did not come with that head sculpt. I'm still very mad about that. But the whole idea was it was supposed to There's a peg right there. And it was supposed to plug into the back of the head sculpt and kind of sit like this on the head sculpt. But unfortunately, I didn't get that head sculpt. It didn't come with mine. It was a packaging error, unfortunately. So I'm just stuck with the mask with nothing to do with it. He comes with this. Not quite too sure what this is. It's some sort of, I guess, shearing tool. I don't really know. Now, I've had this figure twice. I had an older one, and it's no longer around. It's broke. It got destroyed. But so I do have some of the leftover accessories from that one. So I do have two knives. Two Michael Myers style knives. One of these is from the original figure that I had. The other one obviously came with the one that's standing in front of you. Just basic knives. Nothing too crazy. I also have two machetes. Again, nothing too crazy about them. No blood, no nothing. This is the one Friday the 13th where he doesn't really use his machete all that much. He kind of uses a huge variety of weapons. He also comes with a sickle. Very cool. He comes with two alternate pair of hands. Very nice. Just drop that one. Look at the detailing on these hands, though, man. Just how degenerated they are. No more skin left. It's just bone and looks awesome. He comes with an axe. It's got some blood there on the bottom of the axe and on the handle. He comes with the tent stake. It's got a load of blood on it. This is in the dream, or like the hallucination of him stabbing the blonde chick in the back with it. Very cool. And finally, he comes with a weed whacker. Gigantic. Oh, sorry. My bad. It's a gigantic accessory. It's a full-on weed whacker. This is what he kills, I forget the doctor. Is Dr. Cruz? Yeah, this is what he kills Dr. Cruz with. Right across the stomach, if I remember correctly, or the chest, or... It does spin. Pretty cool. Next up, we have my favorite Ultimate Jason, and my favorite design for Jason, which is definitely controversial, but Freddy versus Jason. I love this design for Jason. I love the portrayal. I love just everything about this Jason. I love. I know everybody hates it for some reason, but I love it. I love how big he is. I love the slower movements. I know that's not like Jason. Jason's supposed to be a very like animalistic type character. He behaves more like Michael Myers in this movie, and I think that's kind of why I like him. I love the design, though. I love the coat. I love the classic design of the hockey mask. Now, if you look at the hockey mask, again, I sound like a broken record at this point. Mine was defective. The paint is all chipped off the top chevron. It should not be like that. The top chevron should be fully there, and it's not, unfortunately. He's got the gigantic Frankenstein boots here with the lifts, which explains why he's so tall. Not a huge fan of that in the movie, obviously. I mean, I'm not even a big fan of this movie in general. I don't like this movie. I think it's a dumb, ridiculous film, but, we're here to talk about the figure. But the design of Jason I love, aside from this horrible head sculpt on Jason. Not the fault of NECA. NECA did a fantastic job capturing it. It just looks like shit, man. Jason looks like shit under the mask in this film. Thank God we only see that when they're giving him mouth-to-mouth, which is the dumbest thing I think I've ever said in my life. He looks like a walnut. I'm sure you've heard people say that before. There's really no other way to describe it. It's like a walnut. He's got little tufts of hair back there. One interesting thing about this is that the head and the neck are one piece. There is no line because you can't take this head off. So it's all just one piece, which is actually something new for the NECA Jason figures. They've never done that before with any of their Jasons. This is the only one that does it, and it's because he's the only one that doesn't come with an alternate head sculpt. But yeah, you got Freddy versus Jason right there. Love that dude. Show off his accessories. He does not come with that much in terms of accessories. First thing he comes with, a little teddy bear. Jason comes with a little teddy. Don't know what the hell was up with his fixation with this bear in the film. You don't even really see it for that long, but nice detailing work on the bear. He's got some little tufts of like stuffing coming out of the side and the foot, not the top of the head. Just a teddy bear. He comes with 2 alternate masks. He comes with this bloody one, which I'll never use because the whole figure needs to be bloody for me to appreciate this. This is at the end of the movie where him and Freddy are just tearing each other apart. And then it comes with my favorite hockey mask. This awesome mask with Freddy's claws going right through. This is the one I always have him wearing. It's just perfect. Thank God there was nothing wrong with this one, because this makes the figure for me, man. And then he comes with 2 machetes. I'll show you the first one. Was not a huge fan of the machete in this movie. This thing is not even a this does not look like a machete. This is a machete. Not this. This thing looks like a fucking sword, man. I don't know what this is. This is like a club. It just looks so unrealistic. No machete looks like this. Still cool though, you know. And then he comes with this machete. Now, this fire piece is removable. Not on mine anymore because I glued mine to it. But, you know, it's obviously in the part where he's walking through the field and his machete's on fire and he throws it through the guy's chest, which is awesome. Some great detailing on the fire there. Love how it's kind of see-through and then it gets bigger, or like it gets darker as it goes to the top. It's got some blood right there. Awesome freaking machete. And now we get into the final figure, and possibly my least favorite. No, you know what? Definitely my least favorite of the Ultimate NECA figures. Yeah, Friday 13th, the remake, the 2009 reboot. Hate this movie. Not a fan of the design of Jason. Just, yeah, it's kind of a disappointing figure, in my honest opinion. I feel like the original NECA one they did, or the original one that NECA did years ago, without the leg articulation, was better than this version. My complaints, I hate the blonde hair. It's just so noticeable too. It looks unrealistic. The eye holes are way too big. The shirt is too soiled looking. It's like too dark. And he's so polished. Like, he's supposed to be dirty looking. Why does he look like he had his entire outfit polished? I don't get it. Get a closer look at the mask here. Those eye holes are just way too big, man. Way too big. You can see his dead eye through there. Also, the chevrons should be down here. Like, why are they so close to the eyes? Like, that isn't right. And we take off the mask and we get this ugly mug of Jason. Don't mind the head sculpt that much. NECA did a great job, don't get me wrong. I hate this hair, man. I hate it. Part of me has thought about ripping it off. But I just don't want that ugly ass like seam line just sitting there, so I just kept it on. It's just so ugly and noticeable. Like, it just doesn't look right at all, especially how it hangs in through the front. There's really nothing you can do about it. It's just really ugly. But yeah, it's the remake. Not a huge fan of the figure. Again, can't stand the movie. But yeah, I'll sit him off camera. I don't think anybody will be complaining about that. In terms of accessories, he comes with the sack head right there. Very nice. It's all taped up. I actually prefer this look of Jason, to be honest. You can see the one eye right there. We can bring in the part 2 for a comparison. This is more like a potato sack. This is more like just wrapping. I personally prefer this version, but this one's still cool. You know, yeah, I don't mind that head sculpt. He comes with a hatchet. I guess this is a hatchet. Yeah, it's not really much of an axe. It's too small for an axe. That's what he kills the kid with when he hucks it with both hands right at him. It's like cool. I don't know what the hell this thing is. I don't know if this is some sort of hammer or what the deal is. Looks like one of those things you would stick into ice and it helps you climb up ice and stuff. That's what it looks like. It's cool. Comes with an alternate hand. Some nice vein work in there. Crap. Nothing too crazy. He comes with a gigantic machete. This thing is huge. I mean, this is even bigger than the Freddy vs. Jason one. Let's compare them. Yeah. Freddy vs. Jason one is just, looks like a baby toy compared to this one. This machete is huge, which I like. It's got some cool wrapping going on there on the handle. He comes with a screwdriver. God, I dropped it. A screwdriver. Just a regular screwdriver. And finally, he comes with a very tiny fire poker. It's not as cool as the Part 3 one, but... So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this all-in-one look at all my Jason figures from NECA. If you did, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.